UFO dogfights, near misses and fighter pilots reporting disabled weapons, these are just a few of the incidents recorded by French investigators probing mysterious aerial encounters. Could a French UFO study released in March 2012 be more comprehensive than the Pentagon UFO report of June 2021? When the same kind of UFO sightings appear everywhere, all over the world, for several years now, should we be worried?
Section 51.
Hi everyone, what's up guys? DozGeek here again with Section 51. Big thanks as always for your support to the channel and big thanks to the new subscribers for joining the crew of Section 51. You all rock, even the skeptics, even the haters. Because it's you who makes Section 51 bigger and bigger on YouTube every day. Thank you for giving us your energy and your time. Before starting this video, I know I'm repeating myself, but it's very important. Let's like and share this new video right now to keep supporting us. And please let me invite you to watch this new video until the end. The last few days, we talked a lot about Pentagon officials who released their highly anticipated report on UFOs, revealing more than 100 unexplained encounters with the military and not ruling out a possible alien origin. However, we must also take into account that the US are not the first nation to take a serious interest in UFOs, with France's less shadowy counterpart to the Pentagon's task force quietly continuing its own probe under the radar. It has access to data such as military flight passes, is in direct contact with the French Air Force and Air Traffic Control, and was founded in 1977, claiming it has analyzed 8,000 encounters over the last 40 years. But what could be this French agency? I'm talking about GEPAN, of course, GEPAN, which stands for Groupe d'études et d'informations sur les phénomènes aérospatiaux non identifiés, or Study and Information Group on Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. No, you're not dreaming, this is the patriotic French moment of the video. So for the people of Japan, around 4% of these encounters analyzed during 40 years, more than 300 remains truly unexplained after investigation, and the Bureau notes in its mission statement that it also cannot rule out aliens. Japan even states, for example, on its official website this thought: an absence of proof cannot be proof of absence, and also makes clear they are a public service rather than a security or defense organization. So logically, this may suggest that their study and research work must be carried out in complete independence from political or military interests. The team also made all of its files open to the public in 2007, meaning anyone can spool through their reports of the strange encounters. But at that time, I must confess that I did not see the information in the news. It must be said that the subject of UFOs was not yet in the trends in 2007. Based in Toulouse, southwestern France, the GEPAN reports directly to France's space agency, the CNES. The organization also sticks with the classification of Unidentified Aerial Phenomena, UAP, rather than UFO, the more popular term often being adopted to shrug off the stigma around the topic. For example, here is a photo from the GEPAN's collection where a strange encounter appears to show an object radiating light near Paris. And one study compiled by one of GEPAN's experts, former police chief Dominic Weinstein, alongside US-based non-profit National Aviation Reporting Center on Anomalous Phenomena, NARCAP, back in March 2012, analyzed some 600 encounters from across the world between pilots and UFOs. The paper concentrates on 290 of these incidents when the unidentified aerial phenomena had an impact on flight safety. Shockingly, the most common event with an impact on aviation safety was UAP approached aircraft on a collision course. In 81 cases, pilots reported alleged electromagnetic effects on one or more aircraft systems. Everything from radios to weaponry was impacted, with the autopilot system failing to operate normally in 3 incidents. And even more disturbing, it was found that in 4 cases military aircraft weapons systems were allegedly momentarily ineffective when targeted toward the UFO. Finally, in 31 cases, pilots had to take evasive action to avoid a collision with a UFO, injuring several passengers in 5 cases. Japan's 25-page report concluded,
This analysis confirms the potential impact on aviation safety and the need for a serious study of these phenomena by governmental aviation departments and the International Civil Aviation Organization of the United Nations. Pilots must be informed of the flight characteristics of these phenomena and motivated to report them on a detailed basis. Only a systematic collection of detailed testimonies from pilots and crews will enhance the scientific research on these phenomena and contribute to aviation safety.
Pilots claimed that the UAP circled aircraft and or moved close to aircraft during 24 encounters. In Argentina, in 1995, a pilot of a B727 saw a UFO the size of an airliner bearing down on him and then halt 300 feet in front of his aircraft as he came into land. He steered to avoid the saucer, which then made a strange turn and flew parallel to the B727 as he made his final approach. Suddenly, all the lights went out on the runway and airport, and he had to climb to 9,000 feet, still accompanied by the object. The pilot asked if there were any other air traffic in the area and was told there was only a military Piper aircraft 1,800 feet above the B727. When the lights came back on the ground, the pilot tried to land again and the UFO shot off an incredible speed. During the blackout, instruments in the control tower were affected. Another report states French gendarmes or French police officers saw a UFO bathing the ground with light in Eure-et-Loir for 20 minutes in 1982. In 117 cases, around 20%, pilots reported sightings of 2 or more UAP. In 12 cases, groups of more than 10 UAP were observed at the same time. A pilot recorded the lowest estimated altitude as 500 feet, while it notes the highest reporting sighting of a UAP was 246,000 feet, allegedly made by ex-F-15 test pilot Major Joe Walker in the 1960s. There were 2 or more eyewitnesses in 415 incidents. The pilot or co-pilot was the lone witness in 185 incidents. The phenomena approached the aeroplane on a collision path in 78 occasions, and there was a near collision with the aircraft in 6 more. The pilot was required to take evasive action in 31 incidents to avoid colliding with the UAP, including 3 cases, all commercial aircraft, in which passengers were injured during the near miss. In another terrifying encounter, 3 crew members of a B747 saw an extremely rapid white rocket-like object overflowing their plane between 200 and 400 feet above in the opposite direction. The UFO, which they described as cylindrical and lacking wings, flew just above their heads and was close enough that the flight officer lowered his head, fearing it might strike them. There was no apparent smoke or flames coming from the item, while air traffic control observed no radar echo in the aircraft's opposite direction. All this shows us that the subject of UFOs was already taken seriously by some serious and independent study groups several years before the recent events of 2021. Unfortunately, all these reports went almost unnoticed at the time because of lack of media coverage. The subject was simply not taken seriously by mainstream medias and our leaders. This was not the time. But it shows that UFOs are real, and we already had tangible, authentic and scientific evidence since the 2000s. More authentic evidence and concrete information than in the Pentagon UFO report of June 2021. But nothing official because the political authorities did not consider it important until the year 2020. What made the US lawmakers suddenly decide to take an interest in the UFO phenomenon? What is this so important event or secret information, maybe from an alien encounter, that would have been the trigger for this whole wave of communication? Will they soon be followed by lawmakers from other countries in this desire to officialize this topic of study? To declassify some sensitive files for which they have no explanation of what happened. Moreover, during these encounters of the third type, was there any real fight? With crashed planes and dead people? What are the actual intentions of the pilots of these UFOs? If they are pilots inside, of course. Apparently, in most of the cases, they prefer to avoid confrontation and suddenly disappear. Are they watching us, or are they protecting us? Protecting us from what? From which threat? Anyway, it seems that it's easier to have access to serious information and studies about UAPs from independent and non-profit agencies than from the UAPTF. I hope you enjoyed this video. Section 51 is on social networks, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to share it, to subscribe to the channel and to support Section 51. You are also free to visit the website of the Japan. I'll be back really soon. Open your eyes, watch the sky, live long and prosper.